guitar buddies, such a fun song to play, Rage Against the Machine and Killing in the Name. Okay, so we're starting with a big D5 chord. So I've got the bottom string tuned to a D. So I've tuned it down a tone from E to D. So we've got D, A, D, G, B, E. So that's the only tune, that's the only string I've tuned differently. So I've tuned the drop D tuning, okay? So I'm playing just open D, open A, open D, 2 and 3, and the top string's muted. And just play that 4 times. And then when the bass comes in, I'm just whipping off the volume pedal, okay? And what I'm then doing is got a couple of bass little riffs there, yeah, one, and I'm playing an E flat, and then just turning the volume back up, so you get this little fade up of this E flat octave. So I'm playing 6 on the A string and 8 on the G string. Okay, and that's taking you into the next riff, which is, you know, basically this song is a collection of great riffs. So I've got so I'm playing the bottom D, a little bit of muting there, so it's not, you know, and then C sharp D, F sharp G. So that's just open, the bottom string, and then on the D and G strings, 11, 12, 11, 12. Yeah. And then the last time, I'm just playing the first 2 notes the same, then just going straight to the G on 12 and bend a quick bend and release. Yeah. Alright, so just pull up and down on 12. Okay? And then it's just kind of doubling the bass line there. So I'm playing bottom D and 6 and E flat there on the A string. And the last one, playing an octave again with a quick stop. Yeah, so just 6 and 8. And then we're into my favourite riff of this song. It's so I play the open D and then hammering from 3 to 5 on the A string. So D and then C and D. And then I'm just doing a little chugger, I often call them. Okay, so I'm just so it's yeah. So I'm making the strings dead before playing the next 3 notes. So it's just doing down up, but just kind of resting my fingers on the strings to make them dead. So yeah, gives it a little bit of extra percussion. Okay, so then I'm playing F to F sharp, 3 to 4 on the D string, then D on 5 on the A string, then open D, and then we've got E, F, E and B, C, B. So just doing a little hammer there. Okay, so hammer and play. So I'm just doing a double stop there on 2 and 2, hammer to 3 and 3, and play 2 and 2 again. So great fun riff. And then the next section we're into so I'm playing a bottom string again, then again hammer from 3 to 5, then bottom string kind of muted, and then a B on 9 on the D strings. Yeah, and then a B flat, so it's open, 3, 5, open, 9 on D. Then the same beginning, and then you just go down the top note to a B flat. Okay, on 8, and then an A on 7. So you just go, that's your top notes. 8, 9, 8, 7, and then just an open D, and then that little double stop again, but a couple of times is so, or like that. Yeah, so the second time it's the same start. Yeah, that's, and then so it's a C5 chord and then a D octave. So I'm playing 3 and 5 on the A and D strings, and then 5 and 7 on the A and G strings, and that's kind of that kind of stuff, and that whole section is basically around this D octave, but you add in some little chuckers. Okay, so you go, so after you play that first 4, you go, so instead of like that, it's da-da, chicka. So a dead note before the third note. So it's not that, it's, and then Anna 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Anna 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anna 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So you just get that kind of, that just a, that little percussive element going again. Okay, and then okay, now as it builds, there's a few extra little layers of guitar going, but it kind of starts to sort of build it up with some slides. So and then the last one, you've got the so basically just playing a little octave there on going up to a D octave again, but just an octave higher. So you've got 17 and 19, and then you're back to where you an octave here. So you just gotta then double stops again, 3 and 5 on the bottom 2 strings, and then a single C on the third fret, sorry, of the A string. Okay, and then you're basically back into, and there's a little variation here, just happens once. We go, so you go, so you basically just played a little chromatic 10, 11, 12, G and G sharp A, then C, C sharp, D, and then an F with a little pull on 10. So yeah. Nice little fill there. Okay, so you've got that section, and then you're back into, okay, and then you've got everything we kind of had before, you know, all that, and So that all basically repeats, you know. Okay, and then you basically it's all pretty much the same. Okay, you've got all the same riffs, so you can follow on the playthrough. You're kind of repeating the riffs, and you've got under the guitar solo. It's that's continuing, and then after the guitar solo, you've got a big section with some tremolo picking. So you're just kind of going. So just kind of fast picking on octaves. So the notes you're playing there are D, the octaves, that's 5 and 7. Move it up to E on 7 and 9. F on 10 and 8 and 10. Yeah, and then going up to G on 10 and 12. A on 12 and 14, B flat on 13, 15, C on, you're keeping that tremolo picking going on 15, 17, and then hitting that D on 17 and 19 with like 4 slides. So, and then you're back into you're back into that, and you've got a little. You kind of end with a little tremolo on about a bar, going back to that octave D, and then yeah, open D, E flat on 6, and there's also another little. So that's the one. So you're basically going, you've got a guitar that comes in towards the end, playing a D minor 7. So I played 5, 7, 5, 6, 5, starting on the A string. So it's kind of that da 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 da. Okay, got that, and then we got the solo. So for the solo, what you need is a whammy pedal, okay, or an octave pedal. You could just kick off an octave pedal, and I've got it set. You know, you've got an octave pedal. Some of them go up to 2 octaves or 1 octave. As long as you're getting that high note, it'll kind of work. But on the Digitech whammy, I've got it set to 2 octaves, so it goes up 2 octaves. So put this on, okay, and when the pedal's depressed, you've got this very high note. So you're basically tremolo picking again. So you start with the pedal down, and I put some tab on this on the playthrough and a little picture of the pedal. But you start with that. So you start with the high note, and then go to don't change. Yeah. Oop, getting a bit ahead of myself there. So we can't. So basically, just going down the notes of the D minor pentatonic scale. C, A. I'll put it on normal. C, A, G, F, D, C, and then just slide into an A. So that's 13, 10 on B, 12, 10 on G, 12, 10 on D, and slide to 14 and bring that up. And then again, okay, and then the last note this time is not the A, okay, but it's the D on 12 on the D string. And then I've got a little. So I'm just trilling. Yeah. On A and C. And just rocking up the pedal. And then. So that's 10 and 13 on the B string, and then going down to 10 and 12 on the A string. Do the same thing, kind of locking up the... And then the last three notes, I'm just playing... So I'm going D, E, A flat. So I'm playing 15, I put it back to normal, on the B string, 17, with the slide. So 15, 17, 13 on the G string. And that's it. Okay, so that's the guitar parts. We'll take a look next at the bass. The bass part is mainly a collection of great riffs, and like the guitar, I've got the bottom string tuned down to a D. So I've got bottom D, A, D, G. Okay, and I'm starting with just playing a chord, a D5 chord. So I play open D, D, A, and D. So open 5, 7, 7. So you've got a big fat opening. That chord 4 times, and then the first riff is just 2 notes, the bottom D, so bottom open string, and then 6. Okay, so we've got an E flat there on the A string. Okay, and then the last time just stop on that, and then the next riff is my favourite riff. It's yeah, so I'm playing open D, bottom string, and then hammering 3 to 5, C to D on the A string, bottom string again, and then 3 to 4, F to F sharp on the D string. Okay, back to 5 on the A string, D, low open D, and then E, F, G. So we've got 2, 3, 2 on the bottom string. So all together. All right, great little riff. And then the next riff starts pretty much the same way. So it's still open D, C to D, open 3, 5 on the bottom string and the A string, bottom string again, and then you play a B on 4 on the G string, and then the next note, you basically go down chromatically, 4, 3, 2 on that G string. So that's the same each time. The only difference is the top note goes down like that, and then you play open D, and that E and F again. Just hammering to that 3rd fret. So and then again. Okay, so then you've got a C, and then you've got that long section. I won't do what they tell you. Okay, so the next riff is just 1 note. Bam, just that D. Okay, and at the end of that section, you come out of it with a little 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm doing is just kind of doing a little trill, almost like a flamenco. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, but that kind of thing. So you just got that. Then you're into the next riff. So from that D, you stay on that note, ba da 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 da. So that note, da 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 da. That's all D on 5, and again da 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 da, and then the last 3 notes. Okay, we've got F, G, C. Okay, so we got D, so it's 5, 3, 5, 3. Okay, and then you're basically back into so you got back boom. Sorry, so you got you kind of go straight from that. That's your last note. Then you got open back into that, and there's a slight variation. Okay, this time I'm playing. Okay, now the sort of 4th time I play a little fill. So I play. So these notes I actually moved up to here. So instead of playing same notes, and the reason I'm doing that is that's 8 to 9 on the A string, open D, and then I play a little chromatic 10, 11, 12. Okay, G, A flat A, C, D flat D, and then an F. So it's just 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, 10. Then back into it. Okay, that's that little fill. Okay, and then that's pretty much all the riffs. Okay, there's a slight variation. Okay, so you're back into another kind of it's all repeating, and then yeah, and then there's a change. You'll notice it. It only happens twice. It happens on the guitar solo and on that kind of last verse. Well, instead of playing F, G, C, you play da 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 2, 3, and 5. E, F, G. Okay, if you miss it out, nobody will probably notice, but it's just a little variation there. And you'll see on the playthrough where it happens, okay? And then you're back into everything we just played before. There's a long section after the guitar solo of just that kind of, that tremolo kind of, that kind of going on. Okay. And then it just ends with, you've got that, a little one of those, and then ends with that one where we started, and slide down to finish. All right, great song, and thanks for watching, buddies. Cheers.